Hey y'all, welcome back to Thrive Now, the podcast where we turn big dreams into real momentum. If you've ever caught yourself saying, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, or what if I fail? Then this episode is for you. I'm chuckling because this is also me. But today I'm sitting down with Coach Kessie Zhang to talk about something that impacts every goal that we all set, our mindsets. We're diving into how limiting beliefs sneak into our head and shape our actions, often without even realizing it. But this isn't just theory. We'll walk through practical ways to challenge those beliefs, shift our inner dialogues, and start taking messy, imperfect, powerful steps towards what we really want. This episode is your mindset reset because thriving isn't about having it all figured out. It's about showing up anyway. So grab your journal, take a breath, and ask yourself, what belief about myself do I need to let go of in order to move forward? Let's get started. Today, we're talking all about how we get our mindset right to achieve the goals that we have for ourselves in 2025. I think mindset is one of the biggest things that we can get right. Like if we don't get that mindset right, it's really hard for us to achieve the goals that we have. So I'm so excited that we were able to meet and that now we're able to have this conversation. But I'll kick it over to you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Kessie Zhang. I am a data scientist by day, also a confidence and career coach after work. In my career, I have been helping more than 2,000 people break into tech. With my experience, I didn't know coaching would be a thing, but it naturally become a thing because I was helping people, I teach people, and I really am passionate about helping people to grow. And in 2024, I went into certification in life coaching. That is where I learned all the techniques and strategy to help people change their mindset. And actually, that experience helped myself. I never saw myself as a courageous person, but through my experience working with other coaches, I felt like I fully healed. When I recognized that I am already a courageous person, that mindset changed everything. It's so transformative experience that I have, and it helped me break through all the limited belief that I have and showed up confidently and just be me, embrace who I am. And I cannot wait to share all the strategy I learned to you today in today's session.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I love that you went ahead and like started talking about the limiting beliefs that you had around yourself in general, especially around courage and confidence. Can we talk a little bit about that a little bit more for someone who might be stuck or might be maybe a couple steps behind you and they're not as confident as they can be or as courageous as they can be in like a side hustle, maybe a business that they're starting, or even their 9 to 5? What's something that maybe you started doing in the beginning to help overcome those limiting beliefs that you were having?
Thank you so much for this great question. So, like I mentioned, I grew up as super shy kid. I was those kid never raised my hand in class. That people would probably forget about me because I never raised my hand. And when I first started my career a couple years ago, a manager actually pointed out and say, "Hey, Kessie, I've noticed you didn't say anything. Why do you always wait until the last minute to ask question?" And that was shock to me because I didn't purposely wait to ask the question at the end. I knew my voice mattered. I knew the questions that I want to ask, whether it's clarifying question or simply share my opinion, they matter. But I didn't really believe enough that they do matter. I think, okay, everybody else have more experience than me. Everybody else voices are more important than me. So I kept silent and let other people talk. And when I heard about that feedback, I learned that it's actually hurting me. Not only personally, I would let other people to say whatever and I never say anything bad back to them. Also in career ladder, it's hurting me for a long run. So once I notice, okay, this is I need to make a change. But how? I started to read more self-help book, but what actually make the transformation is when I actually start taking action. Start taking action mean now that I have the awareness, oh, okay, Cassie always wait until the last minute. I'm not courageous enough. Okay, I notice what is the reason, what is the moment that triggered me. And it turns out it's because growing up, I've always afraid of authority. My parents say, okay, in Chinese culture, we always respect others. That's why I respect others. But now in this society, as much as we want to respect others, we also it's very important for everyone to respect ourselves first. So when I have this mindset shift and think I need to respect myself first, otherwise other people they can choose to respect me, they can choose not to respect me, but all that matter is myself, respect myself first.
Yeah, I understand that a little bit because I got similar feedback, especially earlier on in my career. I was the type of person who I love to be, like I said this the other day, I love to be behind the scenes. Like, I like to be the one making the things happen, but I didn't want to be in front of a camera and I don't want to be the loud person in the meeting. And sometimes I still get like that. I'm like, all right, I'm here to do a job. I want to do my job and I don't want to make too much of a fuss about it. But you're right. I started getting a little bit upset because I wasn't able to advance as quickly as I thought I should be because I was doing a lot of work, but I wasn't always getting the recognition. I was like a quiet worker. So then I had like a mentor tell me that he said that we, like my team and me, we were like the part of the car that needed to be in the car in order to function, but like people didn't realize that we were those missing pieces. And I'm like, all right, I don't want to be compared to car parts that like people need but don't recognize they need until the car breaks down. I'm like, that is not the analogy that I want to be known for in my career. So I started trying to figure out how to get a little bit louder, but still remain calm in the workplace. So that's
Yeah.
how I continue to try to move forward too. So thank you for that. You're not alone. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and one thing I love that you point this out, and one thing that I want to share is confidence is not like, okay, someone naturally born with, and then someone just lack of confidence, someone just don't have confidence at all. I later on I realized confidence is something that we can build toward. The more you push yourself to do something that you felt really scary and you'd finish doing it, and then that's add a little coin to your power bank, right? Like the power
Yeah.
bank to feel like, okay, I was really scared, but look at me. I did it. And
Yeah.
now the more that you save up all this coin, and when you lack of confidence, you look at all the pile up coin that you have saved up and you say, look at all those examples that I used to believe I could never do it, but I did. So the more that you started to really put effort on gaining that confidence, it really worked. And that's how I built up my confidence too.
Do you have like a physical bank of good things and accomplishments that you've had, or do you just do like virtually, like, or like in your mind you're like, I know that I did these things so I can do it again?
Yeah, so I actually took a screenshot every time I receive any compliment that people write, either whether it's a chat messages or it's someone write me an email, or even earlier I mentioned about I taught classes to help people break into tech. So every at the end of the cohort, some people would say, "Hey, this is like anonymous feedback you can write to your teacher." And I would also save up all those things, whether it's for area for improvement, but also most importantly is the compliment and people feel they're really grateful that I get to help them. And that is my fuel, the power band that I usually have. When I lack of confidence and lack of motivation, I look back into all the screenshot and things that I've saved and it make me feel like I can achieve.
I love that. Yeah. I have some versions of that lying around. Like I'll take screenshots here and there and then have to go find them. I tried to start a physical jar. Like a lot of people say like start physical jars and write down your accomplishments, the good things that happened in your life, but I can never keep up with that. So my screenshots, I'm like you, my screenshots will have to suffice. So in your line of work, a lot of people get bogged down by rules. So it's like rules that other people may have told them that they need to follow in their career, or even made up rules that they make for themselves. What are some of the rules that you've seen that people think they need to follow, but it's actually okay to break it, especially if you want to get over that mindset hump or the fear that they have in their life?
Yeah, a rule that I've came across is, or maybe a self-belief that I previously had was I need to be like everyone else in
Mm,
order to be successful.
yeah.
It might not be a rule that everyone have heard about, but somehow it stuck in my mind, and I felt like, okay, in order to be viral, in order to be popular, I need to follow certain rules, certain formats. And the reason why I was able to hit to a realization was because I have been listening to a podcast called How I Built This.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a podcast that invites all different CEOs to talk about their success story. And as I listen to more and more episodes, more and more businesses, startup business stories, I learned that there's no such a mode that fit it all. And everybody have our own unique journey. And it's very important for us to embrace our uniqueness. I used to feel like, okay, I have accents, I'm an immigrant, okay, I can never be successful because look at all those influencers. They all speak perfect English. And I learned that everybody have our unique journey, and that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us stand out. I don't need to do anything. I just stand up there, and that is me, the only person. I'm the one of the kind, and that's very important because it's very important for us to love ourselves first, to love that our uniqueness is what makes this universe diverse and colorful. If everybody just follow the same thing, then this universe is going to be black or white, just like one color. And that is not the beautiful life that we live in.
Yeah, I'm with you. I often say because I get like feedback online sometimes, like, and I've been seeing a lot of other people on like LinkedIn, like I'm heavy on LinkedIn. People will get like nasty comments and things about people sharing their views, their journeys, their perspectives, and I'm like, you can't really get mad. Everyone has someone that they resonate with. Can't expect everyone to be just like you. I think that's a rule that I had to come to grips with too. Like, I can't look at everybody else's blueprint to try to figure out how to get to where I need to be. It's helpful. Like, I listened to How I Built This too. I love How I Built This. And I'm like, all right, all these people have built these successful companies and businesses. I love it, but like I don't need to be the person also following their exact blueprint. Quick pause. I know we are having a really great conversation, but I want to share this with you. Have you ever read something online and thought, that could be me, but I don't know where to start? Well, meet Scouta. It's my new career discovery tool that turns anything you're curious about into real opportunities. Highlight a sentence on a website, and Scouta will show you jobs, scholarships, career paths, and even people you can connect with that do that exact job that you're interested in. Your future isn't just in your head, it's in your browser. So, the waitlist is officially open for Scouta. I am dropping this super soon, and I want to make sure that you get on this waitlist. So, grab a spot on my waitlist by going to bit.ly/ Scouta, SCOUTA dash waitlist, WAITLIST, to grab your spot. This extension is guaranteed to turn your curiosity into your next big career move and career roadmap. Can't wait to see all of you join the waitlist. You talk a little bit about data analysis and personal growth, and they're very similar when you look at it. You have to think about the patterns in data, but you also have to think about the patterns within yourself and the personal growth. They all reveal insights. So, can you tell me what some of the patterns are that you've recognized that people don't necessarily realize when they're starting to fall into those limiting beliefs? And you can give examples of like yourself, like what were some of the patterns that you were picking up on or things that you see when they're starting to fall into that limiting belief slump?
I want to start off by sharing a recent story, or personal experience. I have been having a headache for a while, and I started to seek help from doctors. And my doctor advised me to keep a journal noticing when I have migraine, what triggered my migraine. So I started to write down what little thing that triggered my migraine. And once I realized what are the reason, I stopped doing certain things. And now that I actually don't have migraine every other day, so it helps. The reason why I share this is because we all have our own reason to trigger that limited belief. And for me, I can tell you all the signs that are shared in common, but at the end of the day, everyone is different. What trigger you might not trigger everyone else. So I would like to share what I've noticed, something inside of me that I experience, and something that I've helped my clients to go through. And those common themes are usually related to comparison, comparing ourselves with other people, especially with the society. Everybody seems to be so successful on social media and they always share all the amazing things that they would love to celebrate with others. It's amazing to see other people to grow. But at the same time, when you look at yourself not really making as fast progress as everyone else, it can make you feel like, okay, I can never be like them. Or another situation would be similar to setting a wrong expectation. Because again, when people are saying, okay, I can teach you how to grow in 60 days, how to get promoted in 1 month, or something like that. And your expectation would be, okay, if other people can do that, I would be able to do that too. But the thing is, people don't usually share what are something they have done before they get to that stage, and they only share the results. So at the end of the day, if we just look at a wrong expectation, it's going to help us feel like, okay, that would never be us again. So there are so many things that can trigger self-limited belief and self-doubt. And the last thing I want is for everyone to feel like, okay, because I have those self-doubts, negative talk in my head, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not taking any actions toward it because I can never be like them. That is the last thing I want everyone to take from today's session because we all have those limited beliefs. Everybody, believe it or not, every single one of you, everyone here in this world have limited belief. And this is a nature as human being. In fact, it's here to protect us. You probably have heard about this before, but in the past, there are something like we cannot touch fire because someone have touched fire before and it hurt. Those limited beliefs will always be there. It's about how we can think of it differently, see it in a different perspective, use it as a fuel to help you move forward.
Yeah. I love that so much, especially the example about touching fire, because I feel like people don't do things because they feel like they can't because someone else said that they couldn't do the thing, right? So I think that feeds into the limiting beliefs and the beliefs that we have about ourselves. So that's why it's so important too, I think, for there to be different examples and to follow different people who've experienced different things throughout their lives, because you can see what's possible. But when you follow those people, they might have showed you what was possible, but they also tell you something that's like impossible. But then you follow somebody else and they're like, no, it is possible. I understand where you're coming from and why it's important to have multiple examples, but also have the belief in yourself that you can do something if somebody else, even if somebody else hasn't done it. So I love that. So, can we talk a little bit about rebellious steps that people can take if they are someone who is maybe like a little bit type A, they're a little bit high achieving, and it might seem overwhelming to tap into that courageousness or be a little bit imperfect? Because I feel like there is some sense of perfectionism that comes along with limiting beliefs. Sometimes someone won't want to take a step or do something because they feel a little bit like it's too messy, or they don't have all the things that they need in order to take that step. So, can we talk a little bit about taking messy first steps and what that might look like in someone's life?
Yeah, I'm guilty because I'm a perfectionist.
Oh my goodness.
So, from my experience, this is what works for me because I'm a perfectionist. Actually, last year I attended a boot camp, and all of my teammates they saw that I'm a perfectionist because I always really detail oriented and say this is something we can improve, that is something we can improve, and that is not a bad thing. People really appreciate it. They appreciate having things in the perfect way. But what I noticed stop perfectionism to move forward is we always think, okay, this is not good enough. I would never post it. So if you already put so much effort on doing this amazing project, a product, and not showing it to the world because it's not ready to be seen, then that is what's going to hurt us. So I would like to encourage every professionalism like myself, perfectionist, to not be afraid to show the world what you have because what you think is not good enough might be good enough. It's better to done than perfect. And that is my I would say this is what keep me going. I would not say my Instagram page is messy because every single post I put it's perfect in
Yeah.
my way.
Yeah, I will say I'm gonna follow up with like my Instagram example. So like I used to like fret over every little thing that I posted on Instagram, and then recently I had a friend. He was like, "You travel so much. I don't see any of this on your page," and I'm like, is it because I'm trying to pick the right pictures? I don't know what to do." But I'm like, all right, I don't care anymore. Now, when you go on my Instagram, it's just a bunch of posts of like different trips I've taken. And I'm like, I'm done trying to figure out the perfect picture. I use social media a lot, like a journal or a diary. So even if people are following me on LinkedIn, it's all messy, it's all over the place, it's whatever I'm thinking at the time. Whatever you have, whatever you want to put out into the world, just put it out into the world. You never know who will see it. So
Yeah.
I'm with you as well. Do you have any like projects or an example where you took a messy step and then it turned out to be the most like the thing that the world needed to see the most in that moment?
Yeah, one thing I would like to share about the messy mindset is that Apple is not the Apple couple like 20 years ago. And why? Because they took the messy route. They took the messy route, they experiment with different things, and that is what I do in my job. We experiment. So the messy route that I took is I tried this method and then look at the statistics or I look at and see, okay, does it work? It doesn't work. And now I change. So if you look at my Instagram previously, I have this aesthetic and now I change to a different aesthetic because I want to try different approach. And now that I realize what approach stick, that is the one that I'm going to keep using for future. So when I use the word messy, I like to say if this is something that is going to fail, fail fast. and get up faster in a different approach. So that is how a perfectionist see messy.
I like that. And a lot of startups actually use that mentality too, like fail fast so that they can get whatever they need to get out of the way and get to the real gems, the real good things that they foresee with their businesses and connecting with their customers too. So I say use like a startup mentality with everything that you do. Like how can you get it out into the world? How can you test it? How can you iterate and you keep building upon what you have? So I love that so much. I love that you labeled it a messy mindset too. I'm gonna start using that because I get anxious sometimes. I'm like, oh, if I'm overthinking this, but I'm like, all right, I got to tap into my messy mindset a little bit more. Let's talk a little bit about some like practical exercises or maybe affirmations that people can start to tap into if they are in that like perfectionist mode and they want to move more towards that messy mindset. Like what are some exercises or affirmations that people can do?
I'll just share my personal affirmation. My mantra is feel the fear and do it anyway. You probably know there's a book about this, but I use it as my mantra because I tend to worry about what other people might judge me. And whenever those self-doubts creeps in, I talk to myself and be like, that's okay because I am proud of what I am going to achieve. Because if we are worried about other people's opinion, everybody are going to have their own opinion. But what matter the most at the end of the day is your own opinion. Are you going to be proud in the future when you finish this? Because everything can be scary. But if I think about I will be so proud of myself, my future self will be so proud if I take this steps, this bold step, then that's enough. So that's my affirmation and mantra.
I love that. What's the name of the book? I want to make sure that everyone reads that book if they are in a stage where they want to feel the fear and do it anyway.
The book is literally called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
Ooh, I love that. What's another like gem from that book that you took that you loved?
The book name really, really stuck in my mind and it really helped me see that it's okay to fail. It's okay to always feel the fear and really scary because that is how I eventually land my first job. Because as you know, every single person without any experience in the past landing the first thing, whether it's first job, first clients, landing the very first thing is going to take time and a lot of the negative self-talk and be like, oh, I can never do this because you haven't seen that results yet. But when you are not afraid of failure and keep going, that is going to help you go for a long run. And I know you asked questions about what is the specific practice that people can do. For me, I like to write down all of my negative belief and write three successes and any compliment that we previously talked about to confront that negative belief that you have to challenge your own limited belief. And as I do this exercise more, I gain more confidence in, okay, that is just my thought. They're not fact. Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
that is somebody else's opinion. They're not fact. And as I challenge myself to think outside of the box and challenge my own limited belief, I see that it really, really go for a long way. And in fact, I have a 30-day free unstoppable confidence journal that I'm going to share with everyone here. It's a planner that helps you write down that journal. If you are ready to challenge yourself, feel free to download a copy and try it out and see how it will look like after 30 days.
Yeah, I love that. I'll also share it later on with everyone. But I love that you said that you write down your limiting beliefs and other people's opinions too. I've never tried the exercise or size of writing down other people's opinions. That's really, I like that a lot because people will say negative, like people actually say negative things to you and you start to internalize it a little bit. And I'm like, all right, here's a negative thing that someone has said to me. What's like a positive thing on the other side that someone else has said to me. I also like the idea of writing down negative things or critiques that people have given you and then trying to flip it and turn it positive. Like, I'll give an example. My sister called me a pusher. She was like, "You're a bully." And I'm like, "Oh, you mean I'm a pusher?" I love that, a bully in a good way. Like I try to get people like kind of thriving in their own right in their own lives. So I'm like, how can I get people to thrive? And I admit sometimes I go a little bit hard. I'm like, all right, maybe I need to calm down a little bit. But like now I just call myself a pusher. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Mean Girls, but that teacher, she's like, "I'm a pusher, Caddy." That's me. That's my meme now. I'm like, I'm a pusher. But in a good way. So I like that thought process of like just figuring out how to turn anything that might be perceived as negative and flipping it to something that is 100% positive. So I love that so much.
I want to share something that I
Yeah.
heard. Instead of saying turn negative thing necessary to be a positive, we can
Mm-hmm.
turn it to be a neutral, like
Ooh.
neutral tone. That is something that I came across. I think it's difficult if you're really negative about something and it's hard to turn it into positive. Like I have my own experience that are extremely negative and there's no way I can turn it into positive. Or even if I say to myself, okay, this has a positive tone behind it, I don't believe in it. So
Yeah.
what about we just turn it into a neutral? It doesn't have to be a negative to drag us down. It doesn't have to be forcing ourselves to feel positive about this. It's just neutral. Something like I'm a banana, like
Yeah.
something really neutral.
I like that. Okay, I kind of want to try like workshop this live a little bit. So what if someone's like they might be in a toxic work environment? What's that's like all negativity. What's a way that someone can turn that into a neutral? And that might be a little bit of a difficult thought. But yeah, I'm trying to think how can you turn like that toxicity that you might be feeling into like a
Yeah.
neutral?
Okay, a neutral one would be I'm happy to have a job.
Ah, okay, there we go. Easy peasy. Yeah, okay. I love that. I know we're near the end, but I want to talk a little bit about a support system around you. So, what are some ways that people can start to build up a support system so that they can stay accountable for maybe shifting their mindset a little bit and achieving the goals that they have set for themselves?
Yeah, definitely. Having support system is so important. The first tips would be surrounding yourself with supporting people. It can be a mentor, close friends, family who cheer you up, coaches to help you stay on track toward your goals. I would avoid any naysayer because they all exist. We all know there are some friends who just always say bad things about you. Like, why do you want to surround yourself with people who give you negative energy? Like, you would feel it. If you feel like I'm forced to be a friend who just always never support me, this is a sign to maybe derail yourself to people who are not really building yourself up, who are not supporting you enough. The second one that I would usually say is to celebrate small steps because we talked about everything that we do. We tend to forget and compare ourselves with other people and forget what we already achieved. So I would like to encourage everyone to start celebrating everything that you have done in life, small or big or anything in between. If you say today I want to focus just 30 minutes and you did 20 minutes instead, that's okay. That's a win because you were able to focus and get something done. So that is also very, very important. Lastly, I would say start showing up. When you start showing up and start taking actions toward it, it's going to build your system and the system is going to just unstoppable running because you are in that zone. And when you put yourself in the zone on continual learning and never afraid to fail, the the messy mindset that we talked about. It is going to help you build the confidence you need and not be afraid to keep going and keep failing because failing is the fastest way to succeed.
I love that. Yes. Well, I think that's a good way to end it. Like I don't want anyone to take anything else with them. I want them to leave with those gems and hold on to them and hopefully start to take some action today and not wait until tomorrow to make their dreams a reality. So, I want to also leave people with your resources. So, I did drop your link, but what are some other ways that people can get connected with you? And if they want to break into tech or if they want help with their mindset shift, how can they reach you?
Yeah, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, Kessie Zhang, and also on Instagram. I am more active on Instagram where I create video and share strategy and my personal experience to help and inspire one soul at a time. So I hope you can join my little community on my social media, both LinkedIn or Instagram. I cannot wait to hear from you.
Whew, okay, that episode, that conversation with Coach Kessie, it stirred something up in me, and I hope it did in you too. And if it didn't, then I need you to check your pulse because are you even here with us right now? Well, before I let you go, I want you to, of course, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself this question: what belief have I outgrown but haven't yet released? Maybe it's I have to be perfect or success isn't meant for people like me. Whatever it is, write it down, challenge it, and then choose something new. And of course, while you're at it, I want you to submit your dream to my dream database. I want to hear the dream that's been hiding underneath your limiting beliefs. Whatever it is, I need to hear it. I want to know about it. I want to hype you up across my social. And of course, a promise is a promise. I want to find real professionals, real business owners, whatever it is that you're looking for. I want to find them out in the world and bring them on this show so that you have your blueprint that you need to go make your dreams a reality. Remember, this isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. I want everyone to live the life that they want to live and live out their dreams, whatever it may be. Let's keep thriving together, and I will see you next time.